Hello everyone. So today's content is going to be about me reaching just kidding, it's not that I reached 11 mil BP, it's that I now have Flashy Flash guide. Actually there's nothing much to talk about Flashy Flash. My long story short is that just skip this motherfucker. It's not worth it. But yeah, let's run through his skills, find out why I think he's not useful right now, and see where we end up. Okay, so I want to caveat also that I keep forgetting a lot of you are not day one players. So what I mean by day one player is that you start the game maybe 3 months ago, 2 months ago, maybe 1 month ago. So some units haven't actually launched in your server. Stuff like King Boros comeback, stuff like all the old units. Okay, which means that theoretically, Flashy Flash is one of the strongest units you can get. Now the problem still remains that whatever units come out, I have to gauge them from one standpoint. I cannot cater to people from server 1, 10, 50, 100, 200. Okay? You all have to make your own call in the end. But I will analyze everything with relation to day one players, because I feel that in every meta game you want to pick the one with the most players. I think a lot of people who are playing this game, the serious ones, they are the day one players. Okay, for those of you who started past day one, long story short, if your server came after King was implemented, or you've already missed the King banner, suddenly Flashy Flash doesn't look so bad. Now let's run through his skills and find out what does he do. Okay, Flashy Flash is a DPS unit with a core mechanic focused on speed. His job is to deal a lot of damage, but on the criteria being that he's faster than everyone else in the game. Okay, he doesn't have unyielding, and he deals a ton of damage, but that means that he's very paper. Okay, because you need to build attack on him. His first skill on the top left is auto attack, deals a 2 hit to a single target and increases his speed by 20% until the next round. Just a normal attack. It doesn't do much, it increases his speed. So if you are slower than your opponent's Flashy Flash or something else happen when you have no energy, at least the next turn you are more likely to get off your ult. Okay, his ult, which is the bottom left, he will deal 5 hits to a row, 3 enemies. Okay, for those who don't know that a row actually refers to 3 enemies in this game. Okay, with a 70% shatter chance, 30% increased damage taken. Not even 100% shatter, not even that strong, right? But here's what makes him at least have some degree of survivability. He will gain 7% tenacity for, or rather the shield, for every enemy whose speed is lower than his own. Okay, which means for a grand total of up to 42% shield. Okay, if he has keepsake, I believe this value increases to 60%. Okay, and the shatter becomes 35. Now, a few weaknesses about this ult. Okay, first of all, tenacity kind of sucks in general. It's not that strong, okay, to be frank with you, because there's a lot of extra damage sources in this game. With that being said, 42% tenacity is nothing to laugh at. It's very strong. Okay, but shatter is useless, and hitting in a row is useless as well. Since Flashy Flash needs to be the fastest unit for his other skills to profit, his passive in particular, that means that he will always waste your ultimate points on this useless skill. Okay, I feel it's useless lah. Okay, he's a valid replacement for tank top, if only because he summons a shield, which means that he procs Zombie Man's 2 energy. Okay, that's the only good thing. But the 42% tenacity is kind of worthless because he doesn't build HP. He builds attack. So it's 42%, if anything, is just to help him survive a bit more. But it's not even close to being enough to keep him alive. Okay? But now let's look at what makes him potentially a strong unit. Okay, let's look at the right side, which is where his passive is at. Okay? Whenever an enemy takes a turn and his speed is lower than Flash, he will follow up for 80% damage 3 times around. That's nothing much. Enemy moves, you will attack. Okay, fine. But the next part of this passive, whenever an ally performs a follow-up, Flash will deal 80% of his attack as extra damage to all enemies, up to 3 times per round. Just for comparison, right? King deals 180% of his attack as extra damage with his ult, using the passive. This skill is 80% extra damage, up to 3 times per round. Okay, that is a grand total of 240%. I haven't even thought about the first part of the skill, which is that he follows up. Okay, this part of the skill alone is already very good. First of all, because even with no one else on your team that can do follow-ups, let's say like Garo for example, he himself can trigger his own follow-ups and cause a lot of extra attack as damage. Extra damage as attack, sorry. Okay, this skill is probably what salvages him or makes him very strong. Okay, but now let's look at the weak parts about his entire kit. Okay, first of all, he needs to build attack speed. If he needs to build attack speed, he cannot build attack percent. Attack percent is what makes a unit like King deal obscene amounts of damage. So you're missing out on the secondary attack percent stat. That is what gives most of the DPS characters a lot of damage. Never mind, you can make up for it with buff gears, right? But, okay, in the first place, who the fuck has a full perfect set of attack speed on any single set you can think of? Nobody. Okay, he doesn't profit as much from Night Set because he only hits 3 targets with his ultimate. He barely deals more damage with every other set. I guess the best set for him is definitely still Gangster. But how are you going to get an attack speed Gangster piece? You're just not going to find it. Maybe you'll get it on purples and if you grind enough Nightmare CC, but you're still not going to find an attack speed piece. Full stop. So that will mean that you're limited to putting Monk with attack speed, assuming you've got enough Monk pieces. Most likely you still don't have Monk attack speed oranges, right? As a DPS unit, he's strong, but he's so easily countered. He doesn't have unyielding. So if King comes along, knocks on your door and goes, hello, beep, beep, bzzz, you just get completely destroyed. You just get whacked, right? So quite honestly, if you're a day one player where almost every single strong player or whale or decent player has a early game King, then Flashy Flash is not the unit you want to try. Unless you have an intention to 5-star him. The criteria here is very simple. If his HP pool cannot be mitigated or assisted through the use of stat gainers like stars, it's probably not a good idea to use Flashy Flash. If you're going to have a 2-star Flashy Flash, you might as well not use Flashy Flash. A 5-star tank top is definitely better than a Flashy Flash. No way that it's going to be worse. Just cause tank top can survive. Just cause tank top's shield actually does something. But a 2-star Flashy Flash, 3-star Flashy Flash, heck, even a 4-star Flashy Flash, I really doubt that they're going to do much. Okay? Now, what about the use of Flashy Flash as a DPS for whales? Now, that is a different story. Okay? Because if you're a whale, every unit is strong. If you're a whale, everything is strong. Okay? And Flashy Flash will become undoubtedly one of the highest DPS dealers. But again, how I feel about this problem is that if you're already a whale, okay, and if the unit is strong and you're a whale, you would already be winning other people because you're a whale. You don't need Flashy Flash to be stronger than other people. You would have already been stronger than them. Flashy Flash doesn't change anything except that now you have a duelist to fit into your formerly 4 grappler lineup. Tell me where you're going to put your duelist into your lineup. Where? There's no space for a duelist. There's no such thing as space. You only have 6 slots. You need 3 grapplers to trigger Zombie Man Core, 2 grapplers if you don't want the healing buff. And that means that you're going to end up with what? You're going to have to take out either a Tatsu or a King. You're going to have to take out like something, right? In order to make space for Flashy Flash. Okay? Be that as it may, if you're a whale and you like Flashy Flash and you are not about how efficient your money spending is, I am you can call me a whale, but I'm honestly at the end of the day just a money spender, a hobbyist of gacha games. I spend money on games and I'll feel that for me, I'm not going to pull this guy. Okay, I think it's going to be a waste of money for me, right? I want to be efficient with my spend. I regretted my Metal Knight spend. Okay, at that point in time, I did it for entertainment, but now looking back, and my 2-star questionable Meta Knight that does nothing except sit on a bench now, I wouldn't have bought him. And I knew that Meta Knight was bad back then as well. Right? So, overall, I think if you're looking at Flashy Flash as a day one player, it's not good. Now let's talk about those people who join later on. After King, or you just joined recently, you put a zombie man and you're wondering, I have just acquired another 180 tickets, is it worth it? Or maybe not 180 tickets, but I have 30 tickets and I just want to do a casual pool, is he worth it? Hard answer is no. I still think he's not worth it. Yeah. Where do you get speed gear in a new server? I mean, you could probably just cobble together some blue pieces or something and make shit happen, but there's better units to save up for, right? Coming up next, you have Mosquito Girl, SSR, Goketsu. You have even Phoenix Man is kind of a good idea. A lot of these units are inherently much more. The word is longevity. You have much better longevity than Flashy Flash. Flashy Flash suffers from this issue where he's a DPS unit, but he doesn't have enough HP, but he also needs speed, so where the fuck you gonna fit his attack percent in? He suffers from so many issues, right? And at the end of the day, you just want a unit. If you just want a unit to make yourself shine or look cool in the current meta, and you have the money to spend, then go for it. No one's stopping you. But if you're talking about trying to make your spend and your team lineup efficient, you can clear more bosses, you can do more things with the unit, then I think that dropping Flashy Flash and waiting for a stronger unit to come along might be a better idea. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is your choice too. Okay? Now, I intended for this to be Flashy Flash only video, but because there's really nothing much to say about him, let's just move on to doing nothing inside the game. Okay, so actually what do I want to do in the game? Yes, I want to fuse this. So we're gonna end off the video with an orange gear fuse, because why the fuck not? I'm gonna regret this. Alright, here goes nothing. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Swords, man. I got a lot of these already though. At least it has speed, right? Kappa. So, there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Short one for Flashy Flash. And if you have any questions or you're wondering stuff, just drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer. Yep. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys. Bye bye.